Yo, so what's going on, guys? I have talked on the channel a lot about different fanboys. I talk the most about PlayStation fanboys because they are the most abundant. You don't really see many Xbox fanboys anymore or Nintendo fanboys, which is a shame because they're super funny to dunk on. But there never seems to be a shortage of PlayStation fanboys to go around. And one fanboy I have covered a lot on the channel is a guy by the name of Japan Hates Xbox, who is a dude who lives in Arkansas, pretends to be Japanese, and thinks he speaks on the entire Japanese population that they all hate Xbox. He spends every single waking hour of the day tweeting about how much he hates Xbox, crying when Xbox gets a port of a game, and just acting like a complete man-child. But I saw an individual while I was scrolling Twitter today not called Japan Hates Xbox, but Japan Hates PC/Steam, who is actually not an alt of this guy and is a completely different guy. It seems like the brain rot is spreading from fanboy to fanboy, so what I thought we could do today is just go ahead and take a look at his account. Now, before we even get into today's tweets, I just have to give you guys a brain damage warning, because upon opening this guy's profile, I could already just feel my brain cells oozing out of my ears. But with all that being said, let's get into the tweets. In fact, no, let's not go straight to the tweets, let's take a look at his account. You can already see here his profile picture he didn't crop correctly so you could see the text. Truly the sign of a very, very, very high IQ person. He also says, "I am a Sony soldier." Imagine being a grown-ass man and calling yourself a Sony soldier. He then says PC and Xbox are trash. I mean, look, I understand having a favorite platform where you prefer to play games, that's completely fine. If you prefer the PlayStation, that's cool. But making an entire account to shit on every other platform has to be the most sad loser activity I've ever seen. It's like, get a damn job, bro. This is peak unemployment activities right here. It's not even like this guy's getting paid either. It would be one thing if he was engagement farming and getting paid, but he's not even doing that. But let's go ahead and get into the tweets here, a lot of which are replies to existing tweets, like this one. So Icon Era here made a tweet. For those of you who don't know who Icon Era is, they are basically a gaming journalist outlet that is run by fanboys. A fanboy and a journalist, my brother in Christ, pick one disability. They tweet out, Patapon 1+2 Replay is coming to PC and Nintendo Switch on July 11th. Japan Hates Xbox chimes in, coming to PlayStation as well. It's coming to all platforms except Xbox, as most Japanese games do. Japan hates the Xbox platform, LMAO. Then, everyone's favorite Japan Hates PC/Steam chimes in as well, saying they need to stop PC ports. Who better to listen to than a random nobody on the internet that spends every single waking hour of his day hating on the PC for absolutely no gain at all? Why would we want to port to PC? I don't know, maybe the extra money they would get from sales on the PC? You know, I don't think it exactly takes a rocket scientist to find out why they're porting this game to PC. So, Oh No It's Alex tweets out, Saga Frontier 2 on PC please. This prompts Japan Hates PC to chime in, saying PC gamers always begging for games. How dare those PC players ask for video games so they can play it on their platform of choice? Just buy a console, dude. Just buy a platform you may not even want so you can play one game. That is literally the logic this idiot's using. And imagine being so sad that you get joy out of other people not being able to play a video game. Like, how the hell does it harm you if PC players get to play this game? Oh wait, I forgot, you can no longer use it as ammunition in your pathetic console war. Silly me. So Digital Art here tweets out, you have to get rid of one with PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, and Sega, and this prompts Japan Hates PC to once again join the discussion. He comes down and says, can we just get rid of Xbox and PC? They don't do anything for the gaming industry. Which has to be the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't think this guy realizes that every single game in existence was created on a PC. So if you were to take PC out of the industry, then no games would even exist at all. You think this would be common sense, but then again, expecting a fanboy to use common sense is like expecting a pig to grow wings and fly. These people are so attached to a company that doesn't even know they exist that they allow the company to take over the logic and reasoning parts of their brain. So Icon Era here, the fanboy outlet, says PC gamers will have to sign up for PSN to access Intergalactic Jacket for The Last of Us Part 2. Japan Hates PC/Steam joins in and says, watch them cry. I'm sure all 2 people who were excited for that jacket are just crying their eyes out right now. So someone makes a post showing just how bad the optimization is for AC Shadows on PC, and Japan Hates PC/Steam, he chimes in and says the almighty PC master race paying $2K for 1080p upscaled. Little does he know, on console he's also playing at an upscaled resolution that is probably lower than 1080p. Alan Wake 2 was the same way. I thought when Alan Wake 2 first came out, it was extremely well optimized on the console, but I then realized they were upscaling from like 700p, I think it was. I love when console fanboys say, oh, but you use upscalers on PC. You also use them on console. But let me guess, the rule doesn't apply when it comes to console. DemoFlow Gaming makes a post, PC is holding back gaming. I've never heard of a bigger joke, with a Wojak down below huffing opium. And I agree with them 100%. How can you say that PC is holding back gaming when every single game is made on a PC and then ported to other platforms? Japan Hates PC/Steam says, so then why don't you get GTA 6 or Death Stranding 2? And just broken ports of console games, cause PC is just an afterthought. Devs don't want to put the time in to make good games for the PC turd race. For Death Stranding 2, it's because they have an exclusivity deal with PlayStation, and to be honest, you're not really missing out on much considering the first was a walking simulator. And even in their gameplay trailer, they showed like 3 seconds of gameplay that was just walking. As for GTA 6, the reason why it's not coming to PC straight away is because Rockstar knows people will buy the game twice if they release it for console first. Most people are too impatient to wait for a PC port, and will buy it twice. So this next post is pretty funny. Japan Hates PC/Steam decided to make a post, and with this post he decided to try to prove that he owns a PC, and he posted this image right here. The only problem is, this is literally a Google image of a PC. Now, he ended up getting community noted for this, and that must be pretty embarrassing, dude. But I genuinely don't understand what you get for lying about this. Like, what is the benefit here? You own a PC, so now your points are more valid? Anyway, I don't really have any more posts to go over. This guy is just as pathetic as Japan Hates Xbox, his arguments are just as dumb, and this guy needs to find a hobby that doesn't involve sitting on the computer all day and making tweets about how much you hate PC. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike, and I'm out.